Well, welcome to another segment of Just Kicking It with Dr. Carol Rowe. Well, and just in case you didn't know, I am Dr. Carol Rowe. Well, I have some wonderful guests with me here on today. I'm excited about today's show. Today we've entitled the show Endless Possibilities of Beauty Both In and Out. And I'm going to have my guests introduce themselves. So let's begin with you, Tammy. Why don't you tell everyone your name, a little bit about, what do you do and how long you've been doing it?
My name is Tammy Foy. I work at Radiant Reflections Beauty Salon. I've been doing it about 15 years full time, and I love doing it.
Oh, very good.
Next. My name is Andrea Dixon. I work here at Endless Possibilities. I've been in the business for about 17 years now, and I couldn't imagine myself doing anything else. My foundational scripture is Mark 9:23. And just if you didn't know, it says, with God, all things are possible.
Ah. There goes possibilities. And then, we want to thank Andrea for inviting us and letting us be here today. So thanks again for letting us be here. And we have Miss Tanya.
My name is Tanya Gilmore, and I guess I'm the senior of everyone. I've been in this business for about 20 years. I truly love this business. I'm passionate about it, and here, that's it.
Good. So we have a lot of experience here at the table, and we're going to have a great round table of discussion. When I was thinking about the show, and sometimes people will shy away from these kinds of topics and think that it's not critical to your spiritual development. And actually, I think it's very critical to your spiritual development. Scripture says, and this is the scripture that everybody horns in on when they say, this is really not something that as women we should focus in on. And they talk about scripture, 1 Peter chapter 3, when it says that let it not be the adorning or the plaiting of the hair, but one translation says merely the plaiting of the hair. So really that means not that alone, but not that it should be ignored. And so I think it's very, very critical because I know personally when I feel good about myself or when I think I'm looking my best, I have a greater level of confidence. And so, that affects your ability to believe. And everything that you receive from God is based upon what you believe. All things are possible to him that believes. And so I think that there's a direct correlation between your confidence level and your ability to receive from God. And as women, that's really important that we have great confidence levels because there's so many things that we have to deal with as women. And so, if our beauty, if our outward man is looking great, it directly impacts how we come across, your ability to approach people, to even witness to them. So it's a direct relation to you're getting God's best for your life. So we want to talk about some topics here that I think is very, very interesting. It's dear to my heart. My husband, Pastor Rowe, want to thank him for giving us this opportunity to do this. But he always, tells me, oh, you're going to your other church service, huh? And I say, yes, I bring the tithe there as well. But I absolutely love it. And, found somebody that I've been with probably for a long time. 20 years. I was just thinking about I had been going to the same stylist for 20 years. And I know that may not be as common. A lot of ladies transition. But usually when you find somebody that does your hair well, then for me personally, it's kind of hard to make adjustments. But I know that there are so many of you guys that are great out there. So we'll talk a little bit about so many things that affect your hair. So let's begin with a few questions that I have. And you guys can chime in and maybe we'll have some questions and comments from the audience as well. Let's talk about how does our skin affect our hair and our nails? What does skin, hair, and nails have to do with our health? What does that have to do with that?
Well, actually, your skin, hair, and your nails, they're all indicators as to how good of health you're in or how bad of health you're in. If you're in bad health, normally you can look at the hair, the skin, and the nails, and it'll tell a story.
Oh, really?
Yes.
The nails, too?
Yes.
So what color should we be looking for?
She's looking at her nails. Clear. If it's clear, it doesn't have any white spots in it or brown stains. A lot of times people may think that If their fingernails and their toenails are brown, it's normally hereditary, but normally there's a fungus there.
And so that affects your hair
Yes,
as well?
Well, it doesn't affect your hair, but you can see that something is wrong by looking at the hair.
Okay.
The skin and the nails.
So all the little white dots that may
Yes.
be in your nails, that tells you that there's some type of deficiency there?
Yes.
And also you have to make sure proper nutrition is also a good aspect to having healthy skin, healthy hair, healthy nails. You know, we have to monitor our diets. I mean, I'm a sweet lover. I love sweets, but I have to take that in moderation. So everything that we do, we have to make sure that it's done in moderation.
So you guys can tell, you know, if I'm a new client and I don't tell you that I'm maybe going through some sort of medical treatments, which you guys can tell.
Yes.
Wow, that's interesting. So do you ever find a situation where a client is not telling you the truth?
All the time.
All
the time.
How do you
All the
handle
time.
that? I mean, you know, because
have to
what do you
ask-
say? Ma'am, I know you really, I mean, what do you
have
do?
to
Because, you know, they won't tell you that they're
questions.
stressed out. They don't really want to tell you that. You know, a lot of times when they're stressed out, some people, they like to hold it in. And when you hold it in, it has to come out. It's going to come out, whether it comes out through your skin, your hair, or your nails. So you'll be able to tell, but a lot of times they don't really want to tell you. It depends on the relationship you have with the client.
Yes.
You know, sometimes you can approach them and say, well, look, something is going on. I know something. You don't have to tell me what, but you really need to de-stress, you know. Read the word, you know, get a closer relationship, get a better prayer life. Really, you know, that'll de-stress your life instantly.
Yeah, and I guess, you know, that's why a lot of times some salons say, you know, unless a child is being serviced, they don't want them in there, because I personally like to just kind of relax and not have to worry about little girls crossing my laps and all that kind of thing, you know. And then, you know, women get to be very, very chatty, and you say a lot of, you have a lot of conversations. You know, you may be talking about your husband or something like that. Good stuff, always good stuff. But, you know, you have to be very, very careful. So, you know, it's great to have like an atmosphere that you can go into and relax.
Yes.
You know, and that's why, you know, I really think it's so wonderful to embrace the word.
Yes.
You know, because it's just a direct venue to getting rid of the stress in life. And you can really tell whether or not a person's really believing God as to the level of stress that they're maintaining.
You can tell by their conversation. Their conversation will tell you whether or not they're a believer or not.
So I'm sure you guys hear a lot of conversations. You're sort of like the bartender.
It's like we're a stylist /
Therapist?
Yes.
Yeah, I bet.
But I had one.
I have all the answers, right?
I do.
Yeah.
Oh, you do? So you want to tell me about an occurrence?
Well, I noticed that there was one instance where I had a client who was taking medication and they won't tell you. And I gave her a relaxer and it turned blue.
Blue.
It was,
Oh my God. So
Yeah.
what'd you do?
That was a clear indication that she was taking some type of medication. So that's when you have to like, okay, what are you taking? Well, I do take a blood pressure med, or I do take something for my cholesterol.
So blood pressure medicine affects as well?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, wow, there's so many women that are dealing with high blood pressure.
Absolutely.
Yes.
So what are some of the things that the blood pressure medicine will do
It will
to affect
thin your
hair?
hair. It will, like I said, during a relaxer, it will change the color of the relaxer.
So can you do something with that once it turns blue?
Well, I mean, it's still going to do the same thing. You're still going to continue with the relaxing process, but you have to take another step, and that's a super moisturizing conditioner and protein to put in that hair in order to stop that hair, to make sure that that hair doesn't continue to break. Because at that point, that hair is very fragile.
Wow, that's interesting. So do you ever like turn them away once you realize how fragile sometimes the hair is?
No, I like the fragile.
You like it? I mean, do I have to just sign a disclaimer like you're not responsible for?
Yes, you would
Yeah.
want to
You need
have
to
a
sign a
client
disclaimer.
especially if you have a new client, do a client profile so you can get all information so you're not liable. So they know up front what you're dealing with and what they're dealing with.
Yeah, I bet. And so sometimes, like, I guess if they are going through some sort of medication process, there's certain treatments that they can't get
Yeah.
or are limited.
Unlimited.
And as we age, too. As we age, our hair tends to thin. You know, women that are 40 and
now wait a
above.
minute, 40, that's young. Come on. You know, I don't even like the way you said that. Women that are 40. Come on, because 40 is probably the new 20, isn't it? Is
That's
that
what I thought.
It is.
40 is the new 20.
But your body still is doing a transition at that point. So we have to really be careful. That's
But I
why
think I'm better at
vitamins are
40. I think I'm better at 40.
You are.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean,
absolutely.
I am.
Yeah,
Yes.
you are.
Aren't y'all better?
Yes.
I mean,
Absolutely.
I mean, maybe not everything, but most of it,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely. Because, you know, I feel like I'm better.
You are.
You are.
Thanks. Okay, I needed that. I needed that. Okay, so tell me some more about some of the experiences you've had with some of your clients.
Where do we start?
For 20 years, you have to have had some of the most bizarre experiences.
I mean, we've had experiences where, I guess me and Andre, we worked together for over 6 years, over 6 years at this point. So every time we have an issue, it's either I have to go to her or she'll say, Tanya, come and look and see. This is going on. I say, Andre, please come look and see. I don't know why is this happening? So, I mean, we have the issue of you may go to the bowl and it may start rinsing down the bowl.
Oh my God,
yes.
Because of something that they did not tell you.
Yes.
So
Exactly.
please be honest with
Disclose.
your stylist. It's very, very important.
Oh,
It
gosh.
is. It happens. It
So what'd
happens.
you do?
You pray.
Are you
real
go around the
hard
corner and
real
get a weave
Yes,
or something?
yes.
Oh,
Yes,
gosh.
absolutely. You
Gosh.
pray real hard and real quick and say, Lord, deliver this, please, right now, in the name of Jesus.
So then I guess you have to kind of sit down and counsel the person and tell
Yes.
them
And a lot of times
that
they
half
know.
the hair just washed
They know.
away.
Yes.
They know.
Yeah.
A lot of times they know. They just
Yes.
forgot to mention it because they
Just wanted what
said-
they wanted.
Yes.
Like I had a client, she on a latter end, we found out that she had relaxed her hair and she had put a dye in her hair, all in the
my.
same day.
Oh, gosh.
The relaxer didn't take, however, she still put it in. It was, I asked her, what did you do? What is going on with your hair? I went through everything. Oh no, I didn't get one, because she wanted another relaxer.
Oh, wow.
So I'm looking at the hair, and the relaxer really did not take, but I could tell she had just got color. I said, did you get a permanent hair color or did you get a semi-permanent? Oh no, it was a rinse. It was just a rinse. When I put that relaxer in,
Oh, my.
I rinsed out and her hair literally ran down the drain.
Oh, my God.
And she wasn't angry, so that's how I knew she knew. She wasn't angry. She said, it's okay. It's happened before. It's
Well,
happened
I'm
to me
tell you,
before.
it would not be okay with me. That would not be okay with me.
I was more upset than she was.
Oh, my
I was
God.
literally, because that has never happened to me before.
Wow.
Because I'm into healthy hair.
Uh-huh.
And
Your hair is beautiful.
Thank you.
It's really pretty.
Thank you.
It's really pretty. So, God, I don't think I can handle that. I don't think I can handle that.
happens.
Gosh. It sounds like she did a home care treatment.
Yes.
And so I know that you guys don't like all these home care treatments, right?
No.
Hate them.
Oh, wow. All right, well, that sounds like another topic. Stay with us and we'll be right back to talk about home care treatment. We'll be right back.
The Upper Room Bible Church wants you to join us for our annual marriage retreat, Let's Stay Together. 3 days and 2 nights at the beautiful Beau Rivage Resort in Biloxi, Mississippi. Let the doctors show you God's plan for a happy and successful marriage. Let's Stay Together, March 13th through 15th at the Beau Rivage in Biloxi. For more information, call us 504-245-9060.
And welcome back to the next segment. Well, just before we pick up, I want to talk about a book that I've just written. It's called Submission, the Best Kept Secret to Living the Good Life. This has got to be God if I wrote it. On submission, come on. But I am really honored to have written this book. Number one, because I think it'll bless so many women, wives in particular, or women who intend to become wives. I admonish you, encourage you to take a moment of time to get this book, read it. It'll bless your life tremendously. And not only that, because in particular, I have dedicated the profits to this book to assist women who have been subjected to human trafficking, and you know, women who have been enslaved. They're basically sex slaves, and so it's something that's very dear to my heart, and I believe that all of us can be a part of rescuing women who've been entrapped in this horrible slave venture. So writers, callers, ask for this book. Any donation, $20 more, will send it to you, and the profits will go to help these women who have been entrapped in the sex slave. Thanks so much. All right, well, let's get back to these home products. Now, you know, there's a big thing with no lie versus lie. Tell me something about that. Tell me about that, because I don't really understand it. I don't know how you can get your hair relaxed without lie, but tell me, talk to me.
Even though it says no lie, it still has a degree of lie in it. They just use a lot of fillers like calcium and other products to fill it, so you don't think that it's breaking down the hair as quickly as other relaxers that contain lye. Actually, they still do break down the hair, but as it's breaking down the hair, it's adding fillers and it's adding calcium, which causes the hair to be dry, brittle, and you'll see a coating on the hair. Different products will have different effects on the hair based on what additives they are using as a filler. Some of them use oil, some of them use calcium. It depends on what they're using at that time.
And you know, I personally, I'm very guilty. I don't ever read the labels on these products. I don't really even buy them, actually, because I visit the salon on a regular basis, and so twice a week at least, and so I really don't purchase a lot of the products. So that might be one reason why I don't read it, but I know that there's so many ladies who do buy products, and so that's really important to know what's in the products that we're buying as women. So tell me something about, I didn't know that calcium would be bad.
Yeah, it's
so
bad on the hair.
It's really bad on the hair.
Because your hair is made up of protein, and you're adding calcium to a protein. You know, your hair is protein, and it'll cause it to be, it'll swell it, the cuticles, so much that it'll cause it to be dry, brittle, break
So does
off.
that make our hair frizzier? Because you know, in the South, there's so much humidity.
Everything.
And so that's a really big deal.
Yes.
And a perfect example of that are the kitty perms. And a lot of adults will purchase them and use them, and they'll think that, okay, well, it's a mild relaxer, it doesn't have any lye in it, so I can use that. And it's like, it's the worst thing that you can possibly use in your hair.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Gosh, I never knew that. So what are some of the other like toxins or taboo ingredients that we should be looking at, or should we be concerned about toxins? You know,
Anything artificial is really not good. But unfortunately, most of the products that we use, there are artificial fillers and there are artificial ingredients to preserve for shelf life. But unfortunately, it's not good for you, and it'll cause toxins in your hair and in your body, actually.
Wow. So it makes sense because it's on your scalp. I mean, that's
Yeah,
next to your
the
brain.
skin.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
that might
skin
be.
is open, pores are open, so it goes into the pores and causes damage and causes things to happen with the scalp that you don't know why you might be having this dryness all of a sudden because you have put this toxin product on your hair, and it'll cause the skin. And because your scalp is skin.
Is that maybe part of the reason why you guys based use some of the base?
Yes, to create a barrier between the hair and the scalp.
It sounds like we shouldn't even be putting this on our scalps. I'm sorry.
Well, we need it.
I mean, it's pretty. It's beautiful.
It's uncommon for us here in the South. I mean, we have to have some type of additive in our hair because it's so much humidity. We're so dry here, and so we have to have something to put in our hair to make it do
What we need to do.
what we need
Is
to do.
it possible that with all these toxins that maybe, you know, this is why after some years of doing the stuff, maybe you have headaches, you don't know why. I mean, is that possible?
It's possible.
It's possible.
Yeah.
That's why a good detoxifying is very, you know, that that's something that we should do.
Yeah,
and
detox
with
our bodies.
stuff like water, you know, or just something maybe once a month or once every other month, we need to detoxify ourselves because we're putting so many different things into our bodies that are not good. I mean,
and I don't think we even think, I know I never thought about it. I mean, ladies, have you thought about it? I don't know. I've never thought about it. You know, the relaxers and the colors and how that I need to detox my body because I'm putting all this stuff on my scalp. I just never even thought about it. I never considered it.
So while you're doing that, you can also add things to your diet and vitamins
To counteract it.
to counteract, to help to preserve your
Milk.
Milk.
Now, you know, milk and 40 years old didn't go together.
it does not. It does not.
You know, it
has vitamins.
I'm
We need
getting better at
vitamins,
some
so-
things, but some things I gotta avoid. Milk is one of those.
Exactly. I have to.
Milk no longer does the body good.
But that's when you
Well,
come in
take
with a supplement.
supplements. You do the
Exactly.
calcium pills, or you do additive. You know, you do your different vitamins to add back what you're taking from it daily.
And you know, we talk about water. What about all the water that has the fruit flavors, and is that just as good or no?
No.
No.
Nothing is better than just
Pure
plain water.
Plain water. Nothing is better.
Distilled water.
Distilled water.
Distilled water.
Now, what about, you know, I know we talked about toxins. What about some of the facial creams?
Yeah, you have a lot of these very expensive facial creams. If you just read the labels and see the FYLs or the PHYLs, all of that is not good.
Is that right?
Yes.
So when you start talking about all the anti-aging,
Yes.
because you know at one point I never looked at anti-aging products, and not that I need them.
Exactly.
Because you know I know that some, you know, the melanin in your skin has a direct relation, but I would think naturally, or maybe not so good, but the more I pay for a product, the more reliable it would be.
Not
Not necessarily.
Not necessarily.
No, because they add fillers and
So it probably has more
different
toxins
things.
in it. Is
It
that
might
what
have
you're
more
telling me?
toxins
Yeah.
because just like they go get Botox shots, it can have that ingredient in there and you not know.
Oh, Botox.
It's a filler.
Botox for me. I guess not. Well, stay tuned. We'll be right back.
The Upper Room Bible Church wants you to join us for our annual marriage retreat. Let's stay together. 3 days and 2 nights at the beautiful Beau Rivage Resort in Biloxi, Mississippi. Let the doctors show you God's plan for a happy and successful marriage. Let's stay together. March 13th through 15th at the Beau Rivage in Biloxi. For more information, call us 504-245-9060.
Well, welcome back to another segment of Just Kicking It with Dr. Carol. Well, now comes the fun part. We're going to have questions from our audience, ladies. And so let's get ready for our first question. And here we go.
Hi, my name is DeAndrea, and I have 2 young daughters. One is allowed in the salon, and one has been banned for 5 more years. But I need some ideas on how to keep their hair manageable without applying too many chemicals.
Oh.
Well, actually, how old is your oldest girl?
9.
She's 9. Okay, does she have any chemicals in her hair?
Yes, once a year she gets a relaxer.
Okay, she gets the texturizer.
Pretty hair.
A texturizer.
The little one, has she ever had a texturizer?
I think it was tried at one point, and
Okay. Well,
hence the
once
no
you
more
start
back to the
with
salon.
okay, once you start with the texturizers, it's good to finish with them. I would suggest you keep their hair moisturized. You can, if you have a good stylist, she will let you know how to maintain their hair at home. But my suggestion would be when they need to get their texturizers, bring them into the salon to get their texturizers, and then you can maintain it at home. With a good stylist, she will let you know exactly what products you need, what you need to do, and how you need to maintain their hair.
Thank you.
So are those products that she can purchase herself, or are they professional lines? or?
I would stick with the professional line products.
Okay. So does she need to know how to apply them differently?
Yes, you can talk to your stylist and she will tell you what products you need, how to apply them, and how to upkeep.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Great. All right. Well, thank you so much for that first question. All right, well, let's have another question from our audience.
Hi, ladies.
Hi.
I'm Crystal, and my question is, I usually wash my hair twice a week with the moisturizing shampoo. Is that too often? Am I drying it out?
No,
From the way that
because
it looks.
you're creating, no, because you're putting moisture in it now. Another thing you might want to do also is when you're shampooing your hair at home, also get a clarifying shampoo because it removes all the dirt and buildup you might have from the elements of the, not saying you're putting a whole lot of stuff in it, but it'll help your moisturizer conditioner work better.
Yes.
Okay, now you used a technical term on us, clarifying shampoo. What is that? You have to tell, we don't know your language.
It's the first shampoo that you would use before you go with a moisturizing shampoo or conditioner. You have to remove all buildup in order to allow the moisturizing shampoo to go in and do what it needs to do. Because if you don't remove the bad stuff, the good stuff won't work.
Oh, and that probably happens quite a bit.
That happens quite a bit because a lot of people don't know you should clarify the hair, cleanse the hair before you moisturize the hair.
I mean, who would think
just another
clarify
term.
hair? What does that mean? Come on.
Clarify just is another term for saying clean.
Clean.
It's cleansing,
Cleansing.
stripping all of the dandruff, the oils, any type of buildup that you have on your hair. It'll take that off first.
Yes.
And your moisturizer is just going to come in and seal your moisture into your hair, which will make it more manageable,
More pliable.
have body, shine, texture to it. That's what your moisturizing shampoo is going to do.
Actually, the first best thing you should do is rinse, 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 and rinse, and rinse.
So there's water,
You rinse,
water,
rinse,
again.
and rinse.
Water.
If you rinse good, your shampoo will be much easier. You should really rinse your hair for 3 to 5 minutes.
Oh,
So
really?
that's why I don't
Right,
get the good
yes.
lather with the first
Exactly. That's it. But that cleansing shampoo will help you get that good lather on the second shampoo.
And like
So then
Andrea
you know
said,
it's clean when it lathers up.
Yes,
Is that
yes,
And
yes.
also, like Andrea said, when you rince, make sure that
It's
water
clear.
is warm, as warm as you can stand it.
Yes.
Because that's going to take out all of that stuff, all of the buildup in your hair as well.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
That's good. Okay, so do these conditioners, do they have toxins in them as well?
Yes, unfortunately they do.
Yeah.
Oh, really? So why do they make these products?
I mean, they are
Because y'all
natural
keep buying
products.
them? Is that what it is?
Probably.
We like
It's just like if
But they work, I guess.
the pesticides that's on your fruits and your vegetables,
Right.
even
Yes.
though it's on there, it's not good for us. We still have to rinse, eat it. So we just have to make sure we rinse it off first before we, eat it or before we prepare it for our families. So even though we have the bad stuff, we have to have the bad stuff in order to get to the good.
Well, I have so many more questions that I probably need a personal consultation from all of you. But thanks so much for being with us, and we'll be back.